An 82 game season is actually a really long time when you think about it. That's nearly 100 games by the time you get through the playoffs and everything. Teams are completely burnt out at the end of the season, and they just don't really know like they have anything left in the tank. But what if like the NBA season was shorter? What if the NBA season was 14 games? That's it. You play everybody in your conference once, or I don't know if that's how it's going to work out, but if you play 14 games, every game matters. It's like football. Every game matters. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But not only are the seasons going to be 14 games, the playoffs are going to be different. Round 1 is just 1 game. Round 2 is 3 games. Conference finals is 5 games, and the NBA finals will be 7 games. So that's what we're doing in today's rebuild. We're going to see if we can rebuild a team and have them win in this shortened season. But before we get in the video, as always, if you guys do enjoy NBA 2K content, you like rebuilds, everything like that, please subscribe to the channel. It would help me out a ton to help the channel grow, which is, beneficial for me, and it's also beneficial for you. So I would really appreciate that. And if you turn on the post notifications, you would never have to miss a video. So that would be awesome as well. Also drop a like. Let's try and get 45 likes on today's video. Now let's hop into it. Alright, so to do this, we're going to do a fantasy draft rebuild. So let's just pick a team. I haven't done a fantasy draft in a while, so we'll stop in 3, 2, 1. Dallas Mavericks, perfect. And let's see what pick the Mavericks get. It looks like 14 or something like that. So we got Joel Embiid, Paul George, Siakam, Jason Tatum would be nice. Unfortunately, I don't get to pick the player, so we'll see who they take for us. I'm hoping it's like Jason Tatum or like, I don't know, someone that like is young, you know what I'm saying? But let's see who it is. So I'll get some rookies in here and then we'll go look at the roster. So here's our team. We got Joel Embiid, Chris Paul, Gordon Hayward, Davis Bertans, and Enes Kanter. So this team's actually not that bad. Jeremy Lamb, Jeremy Grant, Bryn Forbes, Andre Roberson, Austin Rivers, Mike Muscala, Omri Caspi, Bruno Caboclo, Dazanan Musa. Alright, so that's the team. So we got Joel Embiid and Chris Paul, which is nice. Gordon Hayward's also actually pretty nice. And then Davis Bertans would be cool. So, just first off, before we get anywhere, look how weird the schedule is. And also, 4 of our first 14 games are within like the first 5 weeks of the season. And look how long you go without playing games. Like, crazy. This is going to be wild. Basically, you're going to have like 2 games a month. But we got to make some moves first. So let's maybe go ahead and I think we could get something good for Gordon Hayward if we package him with like 2 firsts. I didn't reset picks. That's kind of an L, but it's fine. So Spencer Dinwiddie, it's not bad. John Wall, Marcus Morris. We could have John Wall and Chris Paul's big contract. That would be kind of rough, but maybe we need to do something like that. Jamal Murray and Andrew Wiggins. I don't know really what I'm looking for here. Basically, my center spot is good, and my point guard spot is good. But if I could get like a shooting guard in here, or small forward or something, that would be pretty nice. Like, Jamal Murray and Andrew Wiggins would actually be kind of nice. Can we do it without this pick? No, we can't. Alright, so we're going to do that trade because we can run Jamal Murray at the shooting guard. Then we have Wiggins to play the small forward, or we can trade away Andrew Wiggins. But let me see who's in free agency. Is there anybody decent out here? Kent Bazemore, could we sign him? We'll sign Kent Bazemore because he might actually have a little bit of trade value in something. But for now, this is what the team would look like. It's not absolutely terrible, honestly. The bench is pretty solid. I want to change Roberson to a small forward to come off the bench. He should go up, and then he will actually look pretty decent for us. And then we basically just need a backup point guard. We could run Austin Rivers at the point, or we could just leave it how it is and have Jamal Murray be the backup point guard. So let me go put Jamal Murray's secondary position at a point guard so he can run backup point guard when Chris Paul has to come out. So he'll be the backup point guard. And that's the team. We're going to run the bench utilization down a little bit. But I'm probably just going to simulate this first season here and see what happens. So let me reset the rotation. Let me set the system. We got a balance system is 4 stars. We're probably going to keep Rick Carlisle as our coach, but I want to see what we can do with the staff. Otherwise, assistant GM, we're going to fire him and just bring in Eli Best because his potential is really good, a B+. And then trainer is actually solid enough for now, so we'll keep him. So I will simulate our 14-game season, and we will see what happens. Well, we should try and get a draft pick. So let's try and trade, like, Bryn Forbes for a draft pick. 2020 draft pick. I don't see any 2020 draft picks. Okay, so I'll just look at some draft picks, and we will see, like, what's the Rockets want? What do they want? Bertans, Cantor, Roberson, Jamal Murray. Okay, we'll do this one. And that'll screw up the rotation a little bit, but not enough for me to really care. So now we will simulate our 14-game season. We'll see how many wins we can get. I will see you guys at the end of the season. Alright, first off, that was the fastest I've ever had something load. Second off, do you see who's on screen right now? Do you see that? That's Andrew Wiggins. That's the most valuable player. What? 2K, dude. 25.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, 5 assists. What? Dude must have been going off for 14 games. I don't know. But Andrew Wiggins as MVP, the best part about that, he's on my team. I almost traded Wiggins away before we even did this season. I was like, yeah, we can kind of tank a little bit, whatever. No, he got MVP. Plus we had Joel Embiid too. We went 7-7 though. Is 7-7 going to be good enough to make the playoffs? I really have no idea. But here are the rest of the awards. Giannis wins Defensive Player. Steve Clifford, they were 11-3. All right, so Wiggins All-NBA First Team. Joel Embiid All-NBA First Team. Is Wiggins a 14-game god? Like, maybe. Dude, that's just wild. Wow, I can't get over that. Okay. All-NBA Second Team, no one. Third Team, no one. Defensively, no one. And then rookies. Don't even know if we had any rookies. But, we didn't even make the playoffs. We had 2 All-NBA First Team players, and we didn't even make the playoffs. Let me check out the standings. So, we were 1 game out. We were actually tied to make the playoffs, but we were not chosen. Okay. Let me go check out the stats quick. Wow. Andrew Wiggins, dude? Bro. Didn't even, like, shoot. I mean, shot good, but not, like, that good. Dude, that's wild. But Joel played good. Jamal played good. Chris Paul played good. Excuse me. But other than that, I mean, everybody else played decent. So, I guess we simulate the playoffs because we don't have a pick. Let's see who wins it. Looks like the Pacers with Anthony Davis. All right. Draft lottery. Now we should have a pick, but I don't remember whose pick we have. Houston's, and it's 11th. So that's cool. So let's make sure the staff's good. We'll bring in a new trainer. We'll throw Randy Martin the bag, and he comes in. Perfect. And let's go to the draft. Let's see who we can take at pick number 11. So at pick 11, we have Avdia. Devin Vassal's here. We're going to take him. And that's all we're going to do. So we got a 76 overall Devin Vassell, which is perfect. Excuse me, Vassell. Team player options. Grant declined. Rivers declined. And Muscala accepted. And then for qualifying offers, we don't have any. I don't think we're going to have much money because we have Joel, Chris Paul. Yeah, we got no money. Like, at all. Huh. Alright. Let's just go into free agency and try and bring our players back then if we can. How do I do this? Oh, let's filter by bird rights. So, Bertans, Grant, Roberson. We got those 3. And Forbes and Rivers. So we're going to get all of those guys back, which will be good to have a little bit of trade value with them. Then let's try and bring Alec Burks in. And we got him, and let's try and bring in Ekape Udo. And we should be pretty good. So let's go to player progression. Let's see how the team looks there. All right, so Joel's an 91. Chris Paul's an 87. Jamal Murray's an 86. Then we got Wiggs, Roberson, Bertans, Lamb. I mean, this team is pretty solid. Is it a championship level team? Probably not. So we're going to have to make some moves. But I'll send some people to training camps. Then we'll get into the season. We might end up trading MVP Wiggins. I'm not even going to cap because Wiggs didn't win us a championship or anything. So he might be going out the door. But I will see you guys at the beginning of the season. So we have one too many players. So we're going to just take Ekpe Udo and try and get a pick. We got a 2024 first, a couple seconds, 2023 first. Tyrell Terry would also be pretty decent. 2022 first, lottery protected. We're going to do that. And we'll get into the season, and let's see what moves we can make. Dude, seriously, anybody can get traded. Joel Embiid can get traded. It doesn't really matter to me. So we got to win a championship, and we're just not at that level yet. So let's see what happens with Wiggs and 2 first-round picks. Jaylen Brown? Yeah. Jaylen Brown would be good. Sorry, Wiggins, you've been cool for me, man, but you're no Jaylen Brown. And we're going to switch Jaylen to our small forward. So now pretty much the only weak spot in our lineup is Davis Bertans at the power forward. And I actually like him in real life more than I like him in 2K. But let's see what happens with Chris Paul in a second. Maybe we can bring in somebody else to play point guard for us too. Kemba. And we could bring in Willie Cauley-Stein. Brogdon. I'm just afraid that Chris Paul is going to start getting worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's older. He might not continue to play as well. Should we bring in like a John Wall and the Dwight Powell? Or Kemba and Willie Cauley-Stein? I think we'll go John Wall, Dwight Powell. And then we'll run Dwight Powell as our power forward. And now the starting lineup all of a sudden looks a lot better. The bench is actually pretty good. We need to bring in a center and we need to bring in a point guard, but the bench isn't bad. I want to see what we can get for Joel Embiid, though. We don't have any first. We could get Rudy Gobert and RJ Hampton, Bam and Steven Adams, Pascal Siakam. Alright, nothing I really want, but I'm going to go ahead and trade some of these end of the bench guys, hopefully for some picks that we can use in trades later on, because we don't have any picks and we could really use some picks, honestly. So we're going to make these trades here. Musa. There's a first round pick there we could go for, a couple seconds. We're going to go with this first here with the Hawks. We're going to trade away Muscala, see if we can bring in a first round pick at all. No. Can we get a first if we don't really have something to throw with them? Okay, so let's go Muscala and Rivers and see if we can bring in a first. 2022 first. Alright, we'll go with that 2022 first and Robin Lopez. And then let's go to free agency. Can we sign Shabazz Napier? No, we can only sign minimum guys. So let's go like... Man, I don't know who we can sign. Trying to find like a actually somewhat decent, competent player, you know? Okay, Flynn. Sure. Alright, so let's try and trade him away too. And see what we can get for him. So Flynn. Okay, nothing. Alright, let's go to the roster. Actually, let's go to the rotation. Let's see what that looks like. So I got to make some moves there. We're probably going to run Vassell at the small forward. Excuse me, Vassell. I don't know why I keep saying Vassell. I know it's Vassell. But I just said Vassell for so long. Can we get him in the G League? We can. All right, perfect. Now, we need to make some moves. So let's trade away like Jeremy Grant with... Let's throw in this first here in 2023. Jeremy Grant. 2023 first. Can we get anything as a backup center? Like Willie Cauley-Stein would be pretty decent. Cody Zeller, Daniel Tice. We're going to go with... I don't know. Let's go with Cody Zeller and Matt Thomas. And then let's trade away Forbes and Burks and this first, and see if we can bring in a backup point guard. Oh, we could bring in Rashawn Holmes. That might be something we do, and then we'd have to do something else with, who did we just bring in? Daniel Tice or no, Cody Zeller. We're gonna get Rashawn Holmes, and then we're gonna trade away Zeller, and we'll throw Zeller with Avery Bradley and a first, and see if we can bring in a backup point guard. I saw Ricky Rubio. That would be pretty good. So let's go ahead and bring in Ricky, I think. And we also brought in a 2022 first-round pick. So we got John Wall, Jamal Murray, Jaylen Brown, Dwight Powell, Joel Embiid, Rashawn Holmes, Andre Roberson, Ricky Rubio, Davis Bertans, and Jeremy Lamb. You know what I might do? Let's do this. Let's change Rashawn Holmes to the power forward. And we'll put Dwight Powell back at center. So then Rashawn Holmes can start. Dwight Powell can come off the bench for us. And we're going to run a 10-man rotation this year. And I think this team is good. I think this team should be good enough to win a championship. So let's just set the system. Balanced is 4 stars again. I'm cool with that. Let's simulate another 14-game season. See if we can get... I'm hoping for 10 wins. It's kind of optimistic. But that's what I'm hoping for. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Alright, so we ended up getting 9 wins, but that's pretty good. We started the season 1-3, and I was kind of nervous, to be honest. But we ended up 9-5, which is good. So no more MVP Wiggins. That was a fluke, I guess. But he does win 6th Man of the Year, so maybe Wiggins is just solid in this. But yeah. So, anybody on any All-NBA teams? No. Joel Embiid does make 3rd team, so that's cool. Any other Mavericks? Joel Embiid makes defensive 2nd team. And, alright, that's it. So, let's go to the stats and see how that looks. Joel, 22. John Wall, 18. Maybe we shouldn't have traded Wiggins. Maybe Wiggins was the answer, man. But the stats are good. We had a better record this year. And we are the 2 seed, so that is cool. Let's see what the standings... The standings are so weird. You know, like, everybody's so close. Utah's bad. Alright, wow. But let's simulate, again, now we got to remember, this is just one, that sounds so weird. This is just one game for this first round, so we're going to simcast it. And we got to get this win or really? We lose, and it's over. That's it. One game for the first round. So let's see who wins the championship, and we got one more season to try and do something. We haven't done anything yet. DeJounte Murray and the Detroit Pistons win the finals. Alright. Draft lottery. I don't think we have a draft pick at all. So let's go past the draft to rookie signing. And we'll see what that looks like down there. Make sure we didn't have anybody. We did not. Team player options. Matt Thomas. Sure, we'll accept that. And then qualifying offers. Malachi Flynn. Sure, we'll accept that. And moratorium. Who do we have bird rights on? No one. Do we still have everybody on our team? Joel Embiid, Jamal Murray, Jaylen Brown, John Wall, Ricky Rubio, Andre Roberson. We're missing someone. Rashawn Holmes. Where's Rashawn Holmes? We're missing Rashawn Holmes. So let's see if we can find him somewhere. I hate 2K. Why are my players always gone? Why are my players always gone? Okay, Rashawn Holmes. We can't afford him at all. Okay. That's kind of... We're negative $85 million in cap. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do, but... we're going to cap hold Rashawn Holmes, I guess. Alright, so we're not going to be able to get Rashawn Holmes back. So let's go to free agency and just try and get somebody decent. So we'll try and bring in Chris Boucher. Hopefully he does come to the team because he would be super nice to have. Oh, they matched his offer. Shoot. Okay, then let's bring in Kelly Olynyk. Okay, perfect. And how about Ben McLemore? And that's probably all we're going to be able to do. I don't know what we're going to do because this is going to be really bad. I mean, I lost players and we have literally almost $100 million negative cap space. But the team's still pretty solid. Hopefully we can win a championship with this team. But I'll go to training camps, I'll send some players, and then we'll get into the season. Alright, so this is the team for now. We got to go ahead and change probably Dwight Powell to play the power forward again. So now he'll start. Okay, but I'm just not happy with this team anymore. We need to do something, and we don't really have anything to work with. We can trade Roberson, I guess, because we have Vassal now. And then we could try and bring in a good center somehow. Okay, so let's trade Andre Roberson and Terrence Jones plus a first and see what we can get. Can we get anything good? Doesn't really... Zubac, I guess, a decent backup center. I could get Mikal Bridges, but we don't really need Bridges. That's the thing. So we'll go with Zubac and that first. And what if John Wall and 2 firsts go out the door? What could we get? Brandon Ingram, Kemba, Jimmy Butler, De'Aaron Fox, and Derek Jones. That might be something I would be willing to do, honestly. All right, we'll do that. All right, so we got De'Aaron Fox, Jamal Murray, Jaylen Brown, Dwight Powell, Joel Embiid. The bench looks good. I think this team's going to be good enough to win, honestly. I think last year was kind of just a fluke. So I'll run the same system. And we're just going to have to simulate the season. So I will see you guys at the end of the season. All right, so we got 10 wins this year. So 10-4 is the record, which is better than last year. So hopefully we are like a 1 or 2 seed again. Giannis won MVP again. Anybody of worth mentioning? The Pelicans, Elvin Gentry, 13-1. Wow. But here are the All-NBA awards. Steph Curry, he's on the Pelicans. Okay, that makes sense. All-NBA second team, I don't see anybody. And then third team, I see Joel Embiid again. And then defensively, Joel Embiid is on second team. And then rookie teams. Okay, we don't have a Devin Vassell anywhere. But we are the 3 seed this year. Okay, let's check out the stats quick. So we got Joel Embiid, Jamal Murray. Both played really well. De'Aaron Fox played well. He had almost 10 assists a game. Jaylen Brown, 15 points, 4 rebounds. He should be better than that in like the rebounding and assisting category, but it is what it is. All right, I think we're pretty good. Let's see if we can beat Golden State here. I forgot it was 1 game. Dude, it's so hard because if you screw up for 1 game, you're not going to be winning the championship, and that's what happened the last 2 years. John Morant and the Bucks win the championship, but man, yeah, there's nothing else I can do. We went 3 seasons. I don't know. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I couldn't get a championship, but you know what? You can't win them all. We can't. Not every team you build is going to win a championship. 1 out of 30 teams every year. And I usually do pretty well. This time, we weren't able to do it. It's kind of weird. Playoffs, standings, everything just super weird. But hope you guys did enjoy this video. I had a ton of fun making this one. It's kind of an experiment type of thing too. But yeah, so it was a ton of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.